Hi everybody, I'm continuing my playlist on rules of engagement. We've talked about preparing to engage the narcissist, preparing yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. If you haven't watched those, go back and check them out. The reason preparation is important is because narcissists are very, very good at undoing you. So it's sort of like even the tightest knot tied in your shoes. You can always untie a knot if you just systematically pick at it and pick at it and pick until you find that one spot that your fingernail can latch onto. And then you pick, and slowly but surely the knot weakens and comes undone. And that's exactly what a narcissist will do. And the example that I've been giving, if you haven't heard it already, is like the movie The Exorcist, where the priests go into the room and they have to stay focused with this horrible presence in the room, the little girl, and she's doing crazy things like levitating, puking up green bile, books are flying off the shelves, floating around, records are breaking on the walls, etc. And what do? They have to stay focused, they have to accomplish what they set out to do. That's what you have to do when you engage with a narcissist. So we're getting into the rules of engagement now, the actual rules. And so rule number 1, always do it on your own terms. Okay? Like if they're emailing you, don't reply. If they're texting you, don't reply. If they're accusing you, don't reply. If they're phone calling you, don't answer. If you happen to have a job where you work in public, I say you're a bartender, waitress, or a sales associate, something like that, go to the back. Tell your supervisor that you have a stalker and to call the police. Do not engage them on their own terms because they are bringing with them a bag of tricks. So anytime they set out to communicate with you, it is only to destroy you or to confuse you or to do something or to get away with something. And so this is very, very important to understand. Now, when there's children involved, as in so many cases, it gets a little more difficult. First of all, with children and the things the narcissist tells you about the child and all of that, the number one rule with children and not engaging the narcissist, every time you have your children, you need to make your focus with your kids showing them you love them and making sure that your love is felt, because that is the most important thing children can have and feel, and it's the one thing narcissists cannot give children. They cannot give children genuine love, and that is absolutely critical when dealing with a narcissistic parent and co-parenting. They don't have genuine affection to give, and as long as you make that your focus with your children, it does not take children long to start seeing the difference and to start loving you back. It does not take long. And so once you have that rapport with your children, then it becomes a lot easier to for the whole engaging on your own terms type thing. Because at that point, when you and your children are on the same page and they know and understand that you really love them and they don't get that same feelings from the narcissistic parent, it's downhill from there. And the narcissist has a very much an uphill battle to try and coerce the children, or to manipulate the children, and to align the children to themselves. It becomes infinitely more difficult for narcissists to do that when you have a rapport based on genuine love and affection. So that should always be the approach with children. When children are involved, focus on your kids. and then just don't engage the narcissist on their terms. You do it on your terms. And there's a section that I'm going to talk about later about documenting. So in the documenting video that I will be doing in the future, but hopefully by now appears in the playlist, when I talk about documenting your encounters, the tip that I'll be giving there is never ever use text or email. It seems backwards, but I guess I should say minimize the use of it. Because when you text, when you email, if you ever need to take something to the police or to the court system or to counseling or therapy, let me tell you something about what it's like to read other people's arguments. It's like being waterboarded with words and text, okay? People do not like to read arguments between other people. They just don't. I've seen this so many times in my life where I've taken text messages, I've taken emails, I did the whole compiling a 3-ring binder with printouts and all of that, and it doesn't get read. The best thing to do is to record. So when I say engage on your own terms, make it so that it's audio. The reason why is because then it forces people to listen. And then they can actually hear the narcissistic condescension in tone. They can hear the pain in your voice. They can hear the emotions. They can feel the emotions. And it becomes so much more real to use recordings. So engaging on your own terms is going to mean by voice or in person, phone call, something, anything that's not digital text as much as possible. Now, if it's just like a little minor thing like, hey, you're still coming at 6 to pick up the kids, right? That type of stuff, sure. But for the big, major disagreements and for the big, major conflicts, you want it to be audio or video. And you do it on your terms, not theirs. And that's key. So that's all I got on this subject. Make sure you check out the documenting video for more information, and I'll see you on that video or some other video. Thanks again. That was a dumb way to end the video, isn't it?